Hello? Hello, computer. Sure. What is the best sandwich? A hamburger? I don't know. I can't answer that. Mostly Mopar. How did the charger drive when you turned the cameras off? I didn't turn the cameras off. Hello, everybody. This is Dead Dodge Garage Live. McLovin with the first comment. Happen to know he was just messing with the Llama Barn Valiant mere moments ago. A word? Good morning, Vietnam. What's good in the hood? Hello, computer. Hello, computer. Dan Arcott, Stephen Andrews, Chris Nealis, Bobbert, Martin Adams, Stacy Renner, mostly Mopar, Robert, the Rob Fitch, who bought a Power Wagon this week. He's in the club now. Tom's here? Wow, Tom's here. Brute TA's here from McCleary. How's it going? Best sandwich is a chuck wagon. Sandwich. Nostalgic, hearty, often breaded. God, I hate AI so much. It just looks like a bunch of meat. I love it. IT crowd is what I was referring to. Yeah. Hello, computer. Hello, computer. Jen. Are you feeling stressed, Jen? Are you stressed now, Jen? Jen. Fine. You will not be fired by me at this precise moment. Tiffany's here. Alan's here. Hi, Alan. Chris Nealis is here. 2 weeks in a row that I've made it home from 400-plus mile road trips with just minutes to spare for the live stream. And my wife had a hot pot of chili ready to nom nom nom. My wife's making soup. And I didn't go on a hundreds of miles road trip this weekend for the first time in this entire month, actually. And I almost did. I almost had to. But anyway. Ken Erlinson wants to know what's going on with the banana. Well, I'm building a Hemi. I have a blower guy building a blower. He seems to be busy with all kinds of other things. But anyway, hopefully we actually... You there, computer man! Fix my pants! Anyway, hopefully we have a blown Hemi sometime soon. And then all we have to do is literally everything else. Paint and body, build a subframe, new fuel supply system. Greetings, State Fair corn dog vendors and sideshow barkers. How's it going, Squirrelitis? Tim Squire's here. DB is here. Dead Cougar Garage is in the house. The Midnight Mechanic is here. How's it going? Hamburger sandwich with a French fried potato garnish. This guy gets me. McLovin put up a link to Tom's most recent video, which I did, in fact, watch. Didn't make it all the way through the museum tour because it's an hour long. But I did have it up on the big screen. Tanner is tired, and his room smells like bold linseed oil. Wow. Good evening, Patrick Radcliffe. How's it going? Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, Bird TA. Yes, so those ones were for the previous body style. The they're like 06 to, I don't know. I wonder if they fit the Ram Classic that stayed in production. 2019 is when they changed to my style truck. But anyway, it's all good. I'll find something to do with them. But yeah, I did have to buy the other type. Glowing Valiant. Whoops. Loves these shows. Thank you. Bill Mize is here and sent me $50. Thank you, Bill. Much appreciated. Missed you. Apparently Bill's been under the weather. That's terrible news. M. Harperts is here from New Mexico. Rooster's here. I have not sent... Oh, I can heart these? I guess I can heart these. We'll consider that done. I still need to upload the new graphic and get a test print, and I haven't done that. I haven't had much downtime. I've been on the road. I've been building stuff. I've been editing. Anyway. Oh, and I'm writing a book. I did actually start writing said book. M. Hupperts is here from New Mexico. How's it going? Oh, I have not opened my beverage. Part of my coaster stuck to it. It's a Cascade Natural Gas coaster. That was my grandpa's. There's a few of them. This one happens to be broken, which is why it just sits on my desk. But at some point it got sticky. Anyway, still drinking leftover party beer. There's so much leftover party beer. Tom says Alabama was fun. Got a ton of videos for the next couple weeks. Steven's performance is going to be a long one. Yeah. I apologize in advance for definitely not watching that whole video. Ain't nobody got time for that. That's not true. Lots of people do. As the numbers have shown us. Yep. That sure is beer. 344 speed checking in from Northern PA. How's it going? Jeff Hutchins went out to see my oldest son's new house and shop today, moving his diesel shop out there this month. Having his business on his property will be nice. Congratulations, Hunter. Dude, world changing, earth shattering, having your work attached to your home. It's very, very nice. Jeff Deal, I think. With all your musings on the 273, can it really breathe with that small a bore? No, it can't. It is severely limited. How far can you realistically take the bores out? 60 thousandths is the absolute end of the universe. You can notch them, and it helps, but yeah, even the 318 at 3.91 has major issues with breathing due to the restrictive bore. Notching for not only valve clearance, but okay, on the 273, it's required for physical clearance because big valves will hit, but deshrouding the valves has been proven by various parties, but Unity Motorsports Garage is the video I watched, has been proven to increase flow. But yeah, I mean, that is the limiting factor. That is the entire point. It is handicapped. Hal Snyder has been a member for 14 months. Back again. Need more A-body. Yeah, I need to do 70 dart things. Here's the problem I have right now. I've got Tom's crew cab. The cab is stuck on my lift. The frame is stuck either in the shop or right outside the shop in front of the lift. The toolbox is currently on the ground. It is in pieces. I am unfortunately committed to getting that done. I had to just take it apart right in my way or it would never get done because the videos do terrible and I don't want to finish it, but I have to. So that's where we're at. We're trying to finish that project. And then we will do dart things. We will do dart things. We will do dart things. Yes, that's 3 different darts. They're coming. So don't worry about it. Good soggy evening, Patrick Radcliffe. Dude, it has been dumping rain here, and there was lightning and thunder like right overhead a bit ago. Tom doesn't think it's unfortunate. I do. Angela Brasino loved the Charger review. Needs a V8, perhaps a Hemi. You know, I agree. The 273 can't... Oh, you got sick of the Slant 6 because of limited performance capability. Moved on to a V8 with limited performance capability. It can't rev to the moon. But it can rev a lot higher than a Slant 6. Slant 6s suck in every single way, and they're a waste of time and precious resources, and I hate them. We'll see. Yes, Coors Banquet. One of the beers of all time. We'll see how Vivian's Slant 6 does. If it's great, like great, I know it's going to be good, but if it's like fantastic, that might change my mind on the Slant 6. We'll see. Plymouth on Plywood did not watch either of today's videos yet because he had to drive 50 miles to pick up a Roadrunner toolbox, which I will show you. It's one of the coolest things of all time. I think you said something about a Scat Pack toolbox. I don't think I've seen that, but I think I've seen a picture of one of these. Excuse me. You may not know it, but I'm a giant toolbox nerd, and I love everything about that. That's like the same as my toolbox, but red with a Roadrunner on it. Well, not exactly, but anyway. I used to have a bunch of random hit boxes. Pretty cool. Mail truck hat. Yeah, this is one of my, I don't know. It's like, it's not a clean hat, but it looks clean compared to the DDG hat. So, yeah, we're actually out of cider, and I almost bought more, but I decided to chip away at the leftover party beer instead. So there you go. Cave Dave's here. How's it going, Cave Dave? What's good in the hood? Believe in Yourself is also here. I am a duck today at the request of a lady who likes them. This is my story, and I'm sticking to it. Did you get that Hemi coffee? Asks Bill. I don't think so. Better to be under the weather than under a patio. Fair point. Tom's long video today made up for my short one. Yeah, you know, we only had like 2 or 3 hours, and a lot of it was spent putting a drone in the air. And the other thing is I'd already done a video on the new charger, so I didn't want to cover all of the same thing. The same stuff. So, yeah. Rich Riker wants to know, can I really fit in here if I'm not an enthusiastic member of the does stuff persuasion? Yes, you can. Did I say hi to M. Hupperts, who said greetings from New Mexico? Squirrelitis is tired. I'm tired, and my left knee and hip hurt. I don't know why. Ken Erlinson has been binging my videos since he ran across me. Thank you. Appreciate that. LOL module has, I have to say, as a lifelong Ford guy, I've been binging your videos since I started on my 408 stroker small block Mopar build. Keep up the awesome work. Thank you. Appreciate that. And Tavo's here. How's it going, Tavo? Hamburger sandwich. Joe Norton has found a Scat Pack toolbox on Marketplace and emailed it to me. Fine. Maybe I have seen one. Dude, that's literally my toolbox, but... Oh, no, wait a second. Why do they have like a step in the front? Okay. And then... Oh, I see. It's not a drawer. It's a tray thingy that lifts out. Huh. That's pretty cool. Well, I'm not going to be able to go to Maryland and pick it up, but anyway. Nice. Did that new Dodge Charger have a hole in the interior door panel vinyl? I don't think so. Legboz here. Watched the vid today while I was busy. We'll go back and watch again. As one of your biggest fans, I must tell you, go shave, you dirty hippie. I will not be shaving, but I am going to trim it up. I need a haircut. It's getting out of hand. Hi, David. How's it going? Random life update. I know I mentioned I'm writing a book. That's true. I'm also starting a second YouTube channel. It has nothing to do with cars, and it's not going to be like a bi-weekly or semi-weekly? No, whatever. I'm not going to put out 2 videos a week on this new channel. It's going to be very, very different. But I'm going to do that, and it's going to involve more professional cameras and stuff. Anyway, I need to get a haircut. Marcus 8171. What's the book about? Mopar electrical systems. It's gonna be a doozy. Brocklow is here to give us more ridiculous engine swap ideas. How's it going? Just be glad you still have hair. Yeah, I know. It's getting a little thin, but it is what it is. The cat channel. Not so much. Ronald Fondren is here and says, hi, y'all. Enjoyed the video today. Totally agree with you that new vehicles have way too much plastic. Need to see the engine and all the mods that can be done. I don't love the plastic engine cover thing. I want to see the engine. I don't love the fact that the valve cover is plastic on the Hurricane. I don't like the flat screen TV dashboard. I don't like the design of the doors. I don't like that you have to open the door with a button inside and out. There are a lot of things I don't like. I like the engine, to be honest with you. Really, really do. Yes, of course Toyota made inline six engines. Everyone knows about the 2JZ. Oh, Robobert do they still make one? Yeah. Don't they do turbo V6s now? I think they do. Yeah, sorry, M. Hubbards. I saw that question, but then I forgot to answer it, and it skedaddled. Would you pop for torque boxes on a 100% solid 69 Dart that I'm dropping a 440 and 4-speed in with a Dana 60? Yes! And put subframe connectors in it, too. Yeah, they did in the past, but do they now? See, I don't know if they're still making an inline six. They make 6 cylinders, but I don't know if they're still making an inline six. DP Wheeler wants to know, am I the only one that noticed Jamie gave up on the Ram truck life shortly after he cut his hair? But I built it after I cut my hair and shaved my beard. Yeah. Yeah. Bring back the straight eights. Yes, you got my vote. No, I know. Yeah, exactly. It has an emergency handle anyway, so leave out the button and give me the handle. Yeah. No, I'm not making a music channel. I've mentioned that I want to. I still plan to make a music channel, but that's not what I'm doing. It's actually it is local history and preservation oriented with a healthy dose of angrily yelling at local leadership and property owners. We have a real thing around here about just not caring about things and bulldozing 100-year-old buildings for fun that need nothing. Sometimes just because we like looking at empty lots, but also sometimes because we have stupid plans that then never happen. But at least we bulldozed the last wooden building that survived the Great Fire that had nothing wrong with it and had just been renovated. Can you tell I'm passionate about this? Anyway, exactly. Yeah, what Robobert said. It's maddening. Old man yells at clouds. Exactly. Pretty much that. Sounds a lot like a punk band. This is a punk song because we're angry. We're angry about stuff like the government and climate change. Yep. Hunter S. Thompson versus Aspen. You know I'm a Thompson fan. Exactly. Anyway. So yeah, that's what's going on there, and it's going to involve nice cameras. I'm actually writing scripts. It's ridiculous. Political's the wrong word. Don't become an HOA Karen. Are you joking? You've seen my house, right? Yeah. Why is that cat wearing sunglasses? Hold on. There we go. There we go. That's the right react for that. Yeah. Yeah, it's not corruption I'm talking about, and it's not directed at one political party or another. It's directed at a local attitude and people that perpetuate it. You kids get off my lawn. Yeah, almost. Indeed, almost. Any coffee cups yet? No, not yet. Uh-huh. Anyway, running for city council. Mayor, maybe. but we'll see. I don't know. I can't. It's a serious pay cut, and I'll leave it at that. Marty's here from St. Augustine. How's it going? What's good in the hood? Tanner might be starting a band with his cousins. Nice! McLovin put up a link to the Dead Dodge Garage Discord. Feel free to join us there if you have not. I think we're at 400 and... I know it's not 500 yet. 465. Nice. Ash Swade, do you think you would ever mess with a flat plane crank small block if they made a flat plane crank for an LA engine? Yes. Old man yells at clouds. Yeah. Brian L. Hudson only needs wiring. Work on Hudson. Take pics for your book. Well, first off, it's a Chrysler wiring book. And second off, no. The Hudson needs all the brakes and the fuel system and the electrical done. And God knows what else. I did actually just get a substantial down payment on that project, so I do need to get started on it now. But I got to make progress on these Mopars. The Dart, and the Dart, and Tracy's Charger. Finch Tom's truck, obviously. And then the Hudson. That, I believe, is where we're at. Do you know where Toyota HQ is located? No. I knew him when. Yeah. Mayor Sir Jamie. Well, first off, my name is... Whatever, you're missing a T. Pay the pet tax when you join the Discord. Nice. There's Brownie. Brownie's one of our mods on the Discord. M. Saba Wazir. Don't recognize the name, but clearly they are local. So all I can say is here is a list of my video ideas for the new channel. There it is. It's right there. And number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is titled, I, for one, welcome our new Emerald Overlords. So yeah, I'm going to have some things to say about them. Anyway, Bell James says include steam trains. Yes, 100%. We're going to do a local railroad history episode. That is totally on the list, and something Byron is going to be helping me on this project. He's going to be doing all the drone flying. Yeah, he, like me, is very excited about trains. So yeah, 100%. Now, it's important to know that everything we're going to do is Aberdeen/Grays Harbor centric. We may well get involved in other people in other places doing the things that we should be doing, but we're not because we're idiots. But yeah, anyway. Yes, there will be a train episode. Chris Newiss says, I've twice made a bid for my local city council, would not recommend. My not dad is on the city council. It's helpful having an ear in the room at times, but anyway. Yeah. Dan Orcutt would vote for me. Yeah, that's why I'm considering it. To be quite honest with you, I think I could probably be more effective from where I am, if that makes sense. I haven't heard of that book. Huh. Neat. Have you read the one about Billy Gall? The one that basically explains that he... Was it Port of Missing Men? Yeah, that's Aaron Goings too. Yes. I haven't actually finished that book. Don't spoil the ending for me. But yeah, same guy. That's funny. Good book and very interesting. And I might well do a video on that. Chris Nealis has officially reminded me to fix the shaky exhaust pipe on the 68 Charger. Yeah, agreed. Excuse me. Pwood 1081 says the new Charger's door cards would look better with window cranks. Agreed. Yeah. Yeah. Pay cut, you can always open a learning center. Yeah. Randbrin, I bought a new J45 Gibson acoustic. Do you know them? I don't know what a J45 is. Oh, looks cool though. I can't tell what size that is, but it looks pretty similar to... Or is that bigger? I can't tell. But anyway. It's a Gibson. It's going to be fine. It's going to be good. What about a project incorporating a TorqueStorm supercharger? Asks B. Prior. I apologize. I'm usually pretty good with names, but I'm screwing up today. Yes, absolutely. I want to do a TorqueStorm supercharger on a Pentastar V6 or something. I don't know. Someday. Oh, Toyota City. Yeah, nice. Did I say hi to No Beret? I think I did. Hi, No Beret. Trains! I like trains. There you go. Apparently, Chris Greenhill, who really wants me to V8 swap a new charger, is my campaign manager. Choot. Nice. 1-to-1 scale trains. Nice. Yeah, for sure. When the first video launches, you better believe I'm going to be using this channel to advertise and boost that channel. Now, it's really important for me to mention to you that the Dead Dodge Garage schedule is not going to change in any way, and the new channel is probably going to be a monthly feature. It is not going to be weekly. I don't even think I could do every 2 weeks. So we'll probably, like, even monthly might even be optimistic. We'll put them out when we feel like it and when they're ready. No, I'm not running for city council. I might run for mayor. I've got a while to decide. Nice. Plymouth on Plywood says there's a channel called This Building Matters is doing that in Detroit. That's awesome. Yeah, that sounds like exactly what I have in mind. My secret dream, if I ever found success with this channel to the point that I had like millions of dollars, what I would do is buy the historic waterfront and rebuild it. So, that's my secret dream. Keep the name of Tobacco Road. Evan sent me a link to a small supercharger. I believe there's a hair in my eye. It's not ideal. Someone asked about the Milwaukee Road. Dan Orcutt said Milwaukee Road went to Everett, Washington. Monthly documentaries. Yeah. And yeah. Dead Trains merch. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. I still don't know how to say this name. It's M. Saba Wazir, I think. And we'll catch you later. That's funny. Andrew says, thanks to you, burritos are a weekly go-to. Happy to help. For some of us, burritos are a way of life. Speaking of which, 251 people hanging out in here. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate that. I will try to get to everybody's questions and comments. But if I miss yours, I apologize, and thanks for being here. PTP Dub, have you had heater cores begin to leak when you added higher pressure rad caps? I don't run higher pressure rad caps. The highest I generally go, 16 is pretty standard, but 13 is usually what I go for. And if there's any case where I'm like suspicious, I go for a 7. Because you can absolutely run into issues like that. Nice. CTRE 97 on that topic. Picked up a guitar for the first time in years and bought one, largely in part due to your channel. Yes. Happy to help. Just a cheap Lion brand Les Paul knockoff, but still. Yeah, cool. Very neat. Congratulations. I love Les Pauls. I actually played mine today. One of them. Any room in the house for a great big Lionel train set? My train table is in the shop. It's up in the little attic space right now. I would like to have a train room someday, but it might be in the attic. It probably will be in the attic. Byron, let's build a train room in the attic. We were talking about train room / cigar lounge. I was telling him that I would have a train room someday, and he said, "You know, I'm going to bring my trains over to run in your train room." And I said, "I already assumed that." Anywho, Chris Greenhill will work for free as my campaign manager as long as I V8 swap all the cars. Well, when I'm mayor, try weekly. There you go. Choo-choo. Soothing vibe activated. Ronald Fondren is out because 6 a.m. comes too early. Best of luck. Hang on. There was a sneeze, but I found it. Yeah. Global domination starts with a historic waterfront in Aberdeen, Washington. What is the historic waterfront? The entire downtown, like the core of Aberdeen, is where the Chehalis River and the Wishkah River meet, and then it expands out into Grace Harbor. And it used to be that the rivers here in town and out toward the harbor were lined with industry and saloons and brothels and all kinds of cool stuff. And it's all gone because we were ashamed of it. And yes, the loss of timber revenue obviously had a lot to do with things, but it seems there's a lot more to it than that. Bell James says Milwaukee Road had a spur from Chehalis to Raymond. Ah, neat. I did not know that. The new channel will only run when Byron is off work. Yeah, we'll figure it out. If you become mayor, you must declare a Melvin's Day at the Safeway. I'll see what I can do. Mark says he can help run the breakwater. The original breakwater building next door will definitely be the subject of a video as well, because they haven't managed to bulldoze it yet. That place is actually on the historic register, as many other things should have been. Anyway, Martin Adams says, on the blueprints for current house, 2/3 of the basement is a large room named layout room. I love that. Terry W. Rubel or Terry Rubel. Have you ever heard of a 318 hitting 1,200 RPMs? Absolutely. Did you mean 12,000? Not so much. Daniel Taylor gifted 10 DDG memberships. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that. Look at all these members. Some of these names I don't even recognize because they're just hanging out and watching. Thank you for doing so. Pesky Citizen Chris says the beard's looking mighty fine tonight. It is getting excessive. See, it gets to this certain length, and then it just starts like balling up, and so it doesn't really get longer. Anyway, it is more than due for a trim. Look at the mustache. The mustache is a problem. Anyway. McLovin has a couple awesome tobacco pipes and wants to watch trains and smoke tobacco. Well, if I got a deal for you. Train drag race track. I like where your head's at. Yeah. Yeah, Robert. Train room cigar lounge. A true man of character. Thank you. Appreciate that. No, it's not a man cave. Stop it. Man caves have pool tables and strippers on the wall, and we're not doing that. Nice. Dead Cougar Garage posted up a video from This Building Matters in the community room on the Discord. Also, lots of cats tonight. It's a common recurring thing. Yeah. Pretty cool. Yeah, obviously there will be ciders. Thanks for all the blessings and the one Gesundheit. Appreciate that. Plymouth on Plywood is a big history nerd and has quite an affinity for old buildings. It's a lot of the reason I like Michigan so much. It's really cool and a little annoying going to other parts of the country where they still have old buildings and they care about them. I mean, you go to these like dead towns in the middle of nowhere where not dead, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, you've been through these places. You travel enough. Middle of nowhere, Kansas or the Dakotas or whatever. These little towns where there aren't many people there, but all the old buildings, like the town core, is still standing. What the hell are we doing? Anyway. Yosemite Sam's pistols from the muddy banks of the Wishkah. Very, very near to them. Yes. Rob, didn't Aberdeen also used to be ashamed of Kurt Cobain while he was still alive? And we were ashamed of him, and he was ashamed of us. You're pretty close, AMC guy. It's Puyallup. Or as my brother always said, Puyallup. Yes, make brothels and saloons great again. I gotta see if I can find the shirt. Hang on. I know I have mentioned the Aberdeen Whorehouse Restoration Society before. I'm going to do an episode on that too. Well, there's one. That's not the one I was looking for, but there you go. Aberdeen Historical Whorehouse Restoration Society. Our goal is to buy a real whorehouse. That's the one I was looking for. Oh, come on. Focus. Dang it. There you go. Yeah. Bronco Tessia. Local historian. Never got to meet him. Long, long gone now. But very interesting fella. Yes, I know the historic register isn't. Yeah. Anyway, I've never seen a small block Mopar go to 12,000 RPM. I sure would like to. This could be a proper handlebar mustache with a little waxing. But I can't be bothered. GE FDL 4S or EMD 710 2S. I don't know anything about diesels. It's all... Dr. Arts here. How's it going? To be quite honest, I've only really dipped my toes into steam engine types. I know about Pacifico Shays. There are so many comments. Strippers? What did I miss? Brocklow, the turbo I have zip tied to the Perky engine right now is remarkably similar to a Timu turbo. It's just a little guy. Tass1127 says, love the channel. Got my dad's 73 Dodge RV 360 recently for a 64 D100 pickup. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I'm all about the steam engines for sure. Funny enough, I've been interested in steam for years as well. I did threaten to do a Dead Steam Garage episode, but it's never happened. Every now and again, the Wishkah River tries to be in my yard. Tanner can't stand having a beard. Coward. Excuse me. Jeff Deal, looking at the map of that. Excuse me again. Ugh. Coors Banquet. Looking at the map of Aberdeen, you're just north of Astoria. Yep, we were just there. Love that place. Oh, western terminus of US Route 30, which starts in my home state of New Jersey. Want to ride a motorcycle end to end would be a fun trip. Nice. This is also the Aberdeen is the western terminus of Highway 12, which goes to Detroit. Or Chicago? Oh, who remembers? It is Detroit. I was right the first time. Yeah. Pretty cool. There's a Detroit connection for you. Yes, man caves also have televisions stuck on sports ball channels. I don't think we'll have a television. But if we did, obviously it would have trains on it. Stage Zero Jason says, someone's offering me a free 400 with 727. Dude, 400s are awesome. Get it. Get it. It's just like a 383, but with a bigger board. Now, mind you, it's going to be lower compression, but like, you could fix that. And even so, like, it's going to be cool. Conor A. Cavasu is here, slightly late. How many whorehouses were in Aberdeen? A lot. No. A video about the Aberdeen Whorehouse Restoration Society would be key. It would be instrumental to my mayoral campaign. Anyway. Dead EMD Garage would go hard. That's very true. Yeah, it's a fine brew, I guess. It's certainly one of the beers of all time. It's just lots of burps is all. Smells like Tin Grill Spirit. Andrea Mills. Nice. Oscar Walton can't stand not having a beard. That's pretty much where I'm at. Rich Riker's had the same beard for 45 years now. I have no plans of shaving mine off again. I have long wondered if we could run a 318 on Steam. I know we could, but like, you know, how? Stationary gas engines. I started my 1917 Aero K2 canoe motor in a video once. Yeah. I'm not reading that, but I liked it. Hello, Barracuda. How's it going? It's good in the hood. Somebody Sam's Pistol. Jamie, have you come up to British Columbia? I visited once, went to Victoria when I was like 8. But that's it. Giant fish tank in train room. No, wife just put giant fish tank in living room. Ugh. Yes, that Astoria Charger 44073. Did someone say Detroit? Daryl is here. How's it going? Jamie, did you ever buy your neighbor's land? Still working on it. She is not in a hurry to buy, but I've been stacking up the dollar bills. I'm about to get my taxes done, hopefully. And then, yeah. Terry Rubel was in the passenger seat, saw it happen. 318 hit 12,000 RPM, and then it launched the heads in the parking lot. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, obviously, yeah. The valve timing events would be very, very different. There would be a lot of things to consider. Yes, Brute TA, Aberdeen was a hopping place in the early 1900s. The president visited here. This place was a big deal at one time, and it just has gone to pot. And no one cares, least of all the people that live here. You know, and whatever. Like, again, the major industry is left, but I have a lot to say about this subject. That's why I'm starting a YouTube channel about it. Anywho. Brian L., when are you getting back to the diesel you got running at the scrapyard? Soon. Brought home a bunch of truck parts for that in the last week or two. I told you the mustache is ridiculous. We are buying a cab over semi to get the transmission out of. The semi itself is going to my friend's house. He's a semi-truck guy, so that's going to be cool. David says, I've had plenty of small block Mopars become steam engines. Yeah. Anyway, Detroit stuff is coming up. Thing is, the weather is like, it's always wet this time of year, but it's like really, really terrible right now. It's just constant rain, and we need a couple like sort of dry days to go to the junkyard and pull that out. So it will happen. I said in that video, it's not going to happen, right now as much as I'd like to. I got to get Tom's truck done. But yeah, it is coming. Jonathan W. Never seen him, but Proper People is a channel. They usually break into old industrial buildings, but the video I found of theirs, how I found them, was a steam engine in a water plant in New England that very interesting gentleman had gotten runnable, and it's an amazing video and an amazing thing. And I dream of finding something like that myself. TCB Quick would like to see a propane 318. It's been done. Tony was experimenting with propane and found it was absolutely terrible and not worthwhile for power, and that's kind of where I'm at. I just don't care. Stephen Andrews wants to road trip Highway 12 all the way from Aberdeen to Detroit. That would be cool. Yeah, the industry leaves and the town dies. Sad story happens all over. Absolutely, 100%. And that's a very explainable thing. The part I don't understand, we have had an opportunity here. We're on Highway 101. We're the western terminus of Highway 12. Lots of traffic comes through here going to the beaches or going on 101, north or south. Lots and lots and lots of traffic comes through here. There is a very real opportunity for tourism, for giving people a reason to stop. There are things, or were things, that people might actually want to see. And for whatever reason, the local attitude is, we don't want that. We don't want tourism dollars. We don't want, people to actually want to come here. Let's just bulldoze everything. And that is what I don't understand. Like, again, yes, the industry leaves and the town slowly dies. 100%. It's a very, yes, spotted owls. 100%. Like, there are reasons things are the way they are from that end. But anyway, I don't remember which president visited. What kind of cab over semi? White Freightliner, like late 70s, early 80s. David, don't make me smack you. Detroit powered Perky. No! Is the diesel engine for the quad cab service truck. The quad cab service truck is getting a Cummins diesel and 5-speed. The D600 is getting a Detroit 453T and a truck transmission. Yeah, what Brian L. said. Yep. Cab, the whole body will come off. We'll do the drivetrain on the frame, set everything up, and then drop the body back on. That will be a series of videos. I'm considering right now, because I'm getting everything lined up for the drivetrain, and so I'm kind of considering doing that first with the single cab in place, but it will come off either way, but I just mean maybe dropping that back on for testing. But the more I think about it, the more work will be involved that I'll have to do twice, so maybe not. There's a McNugget here. How's it going? Send some of that rain down to Texas. I'll see what I can do. With great beards comes great responsibility. Nice. It's a D600. W is four-wheel drive. Mine is not that. Connor Burke wants to know, what's the furthest state you travel to? Typically Oregon. I've been in Northern California twice in the last month and a half, 2 months. I have been to Tennessee. I've been to Missouri. I've been to Arkansas twice. That's pretty far. But I don't like to leave all that much. Tiffany says, tourists give me a lot of business. You wouldn't believe how many people don't make sure their dogs are allowed before they get here. Ugh. People. Full of seamen. What made you pick the 2-stroke Detroit for the D600? For our viewing pleasure, or do you think it would be better than a modern 12-valve? The 12-valve is better in every single way, hands down, no questions asked, full stop. It's better. And I don't care. I got so many comments. Why not just a Cummins? Because I've got a Cummins truck in the driveway. We're good on that. I want something different. I want Detroit noises. I keep seeing all these guys ripping around in Detroit-powered rigs and just thinking, I want to be that. That's what I want in life. And Detroits are huge, so you need a medium-duty truck to do it. People do them in small trucks, but it's stupid. Medium-duty truck, it's the way to go. And so I have been looking for the right truck to put that 453T in for a long time. Speaking of which, CTRE 97. I was curious about the 453T. Are you not concerned that the engine won't be powerful enough? They only made like 300 pound-feet, right? Wrong! They made 420, I believe, pound-feet right out of the gate. Factory. We're talking 453T Silver Series, which was the final, ultimate, highest-powered version. Now, a 453 without a T is probably around 300 or even less. But the 453T is 100 and... let me get the exact numbers. 453T, 175 horsepower, 170 to 175. Pretty sure it's 175 we're looking at. And for this guy says 185 and 435 pound-feet. Numbers vary depending on which sheet you're looking at. But anyway, we're over 400 pound-feet and just under 200 horsepower. So we're already making more power than a stock 12-valve VE engine. And I have it on good authority from multiple builders that 250 horsepower and 500 pound-feet is very achievable with an injector swap, turbo swap, intercooler, and tuning. That's plenty. Apparently it was FDR that visited. All right. David loves Grace Harbor after that jibe about drugs and says if his wife wasn't a city girl, at heart he'd already be here. You did ask me about it once, kind of. Yeah. Get the community on board with your vision. That's why I'm maybe going to run for mayor, but even if I don't, I'm going to start a... Mark? No. Bad Mark. Bad. You know what you did. What were we talking about? I don't remember. Even if I don't run for mayor, YouTube channel. Dan Mendoza got a Dodge converted to GM 631 gear, NV4500, MP241 HD, 271 low gear. Going to be an ultimate drivetrain. Sounds amazing. Jeff Militich is here from Minnesota. Oh, yeah. D, Brian Hell, an Oldsmobile guy. D is 2-wheel drive. W is 4. W600, that's desirable. Yeah, Brute TA, yeah. Apparently the mall is being turned into a cabinet factory or something. But yes, Tom Cruise visited once because someone here won a contest. Ranbrin, other than a Cummins swap in my 77 Dodge Crew Cab, what would be another great choice for a power plant? Unfortunately, Cummins is the best one. It's the most natural swap, and if you can find a parts donor like we did, it's so easy. God dang it, Bobby. What's better, 12-valve or 24? 12-valve easy for the simplicity. 24-valve is a good head, but the attached fuel system is not so good. So do a P-pump swap. Yeah, Bell James has a great point there too. And I'm going to do a video about the port because it seems like all they have to offer us is charging companies money to do studies or planning, but then nothing ever actually happens. Isn't that interesting? Oh, we're going to do this. Oh, never mind. We're going to put in a potash plant. Oh, never mind. We're going to build this facility, and this company is paying us $200,000 for a study and an environmental impact survey, and, oh, well, it's not going to happen. Never mind. It's maddening. The real RD is here and does not like the future. Yes, I inferred that from your comment earlier. Anyway, other great choices for power plants for a 77 crew cab. It's just Cummins. Like, that's the best one. So the drawbacks to the 453T, pros, more power than 12 valve, good power potential, nothing like the Cummins has, but a good bit. Sorry, I got a text and my brain farted. Detroit two-stroke sound. That is what I'm actually doing all of this for, by the way. But it's heavier than the Cummins, even though it's only a 4-cylinder. Doesn't have anywhere near as much power potential. They're known to be leaky, fuel guzzling pigs, but I don't care. Anyway, Cummins is the best. That's the long and short of it. There are other diesels, but yeah, the Cummins is the best. If you want a good engine, get the 12-valve Cummins. But yeah, what Robobert said also, from a YouTube standpoint, everyone's seen a 12-valve swap. And guess what? I'm doing one right now, and no one cares. Those videos are like the worst. No one, and I know there are exceptions to that. Some people do enjoy it, are learning things, etc. Oh, man. Here we go again. Hang on, I have to send a text. This is important. Please hold. 260 of you out there. Thanks for hanging out and listening to this old man yell at the clouds. This middle-aged man yell at everyone. Okay. All right. Did someone say perky? It's a Cummins, no G. Anyway, yeah, when it comes to videos, 12 valves are like the way. Everyone's done it. No one cares. Hopefully the Detroit is more interesting to people. I don't know, but it doesn't really change my decision. It's what I want to do. So there you go. 271 people hanging out tonight. Thanks for being here. Appreciate that. Is Tony still live streaming? This seems about the time he'd probably hop off. Oh, wow. Rooster sent a picture of a truck with a logo for his old company that he designed. It's not showing up, but it's got flames. Usually you don't want to see your trucks on fire. At least that's my understanding. 273 people. Now, for a second. Now it's 268, but 273. That's a good Mopar number. Yes, the port does get some use. 100%. But it's just like so many opportunities and so many... Yeah. Excuse me. Marcus8171 is putting a 727 behind a Cummins. Why? Why would you not want an overdrive? I don't know anything about a diesel spec converter for that. Not at all. Oh, I somehow missed this. Usually I get notifications for Superchats. This was at 6:14, quite some time ago. but it was from Mr. Fantastic 172 who sent me $2. Stu. Love your Treon. Just bought a 2005 SXT 2 months ago. Nice. And thank you. I love my Treon too, but it spends all of its time broken. Anthony asked quite some time ago as well, are you buying that 2026 Dodge Charger? No. You wouldn't happen to have a complete bumper jack for a 69 Satellite by chance? No. There are a ton of comments that I did not see early on. And again, I do apologize for missing anyone's comments. There are just too many. HCLNet said, always loved the videos, not big into Mopar, but they hyped me up to work on my Corvair on the weekend. Nice! And Corvairs are cool. So happy to help where I can. John Smith, would a Hurricane dual turbo work on a Slant 6? I don't think so. My 7340 revs like a mofo. I bet it does. 340s are amazing. Pendejo Bread says, machine work is way too expensive now to flush it on something like a Slant 6. I'm inclined to agree with you. Squirrelitis liked the exhaust note on that 26 Charger. Lots of people did not. Lots of people thought it sounded droney. Perhaps it did sound that way in the video. I did not find it droney in person. I really actually thought it sounded cool. And the crackle, the factory crackle tune, the pops when it shifted, it was enjoyable. I did not find it obnoxious. I found it quite pleasurable and found myself wishing it was a little louder. Oh, Vivian's here and heard me crap top King Slant 6s. You used to quantify your Slant 6 criticism but they're just cool anyway. They are cool. They're great for what they are. They're not great for making power. And I had ideas. I've always loved an underdog and loved doing something, unexpected and a little different. I like 273s. I like 318s. I like Slant 6s. But in my own performance pursuits of Slant 6s, and I just spat everywhere, I have decided that is not for me. Yeah. And Violet Duster agrees about Slant 6s and says, waiting for another foot plus of snow tonight. Ugh. Bell James asked some time ago, how long were A-bodies made south of the border? Now, I don't know that, but I know late into the 70s at least. Kind of like the swoopy roof A-body Chargers. Yeah, they're cool. Saw a 79 A-body Magnum, like a dart with different grill. Yeah, and the late A-bodies down there had really interesting interiors. I think the Slant 6 only has 4 main bearings. A typical, well-built inline 6 will have 7. The Slant 6 has 4. Why would someone waste resources on something with 4 main bearings? Because it's interesting. Anyway, I do apologize again if I missed all your comments. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. What do we got? 66 Cornet 500. Woo. Boys, we're going to Gaston, Oregon. Ah, that's cool. Evan always finds good stuff. But where do I put it? It's pretty sweet. It's a little far and it's a little pricey. It's been listed for an hour. Someone's buying that tomorrow. No question. Brocklo's out. Hank Hill approves. God dang it, Bobby. When do we leave? Oh, Chris says you put it in my driveway. No. Dead End Dave says keeping up with all the comments is real hard. It's actually impossible at this point. Simpsons did it. Yeah. Jeff Hutchins thought the Hurricane 6 sounded okay from inside the car, not so good outside. Fully agree. I thought it sounded fantastic from the driver's seat. Outside, yeah, I could see it there. Tavo wants the 57 Coronet. Dude, I will send it to Australia. But you got to send me back a Hemi 6. Gary Hergert says, hope everyone liked my expert camera work at Wellborns. I thought you did a great job. I didn't watch the entire video, but I watched the first third of it probably. And yeah, I thought it was real good. And the audio was nice. Abe's Kia, or KIA, did you sell your DeSoto Hemi? Yes, I did. The same gentleman that bought the 55 Imperial bought the DeSoto Hemi. Now, he has not gotten here to get them yet because the passes are still messy. But yes, they are sold. Scoop is here. Dean Stevenson is here. So apparently Tony's live has ended. Thanks and welcome to everyone hopping over from Tony's. Blah Blah asked, any plans for your 70 Dart this year, Jamie? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Just as soon as I have the lift open and we fix Byron's new Dart, which he broke immediately. Yeah, I really want to get the small block out of that. I want to clean that thing. I want to get the interior stripped. I want to get it ready to go. I got all the parts I need for the 4-speed. I got my headers. I got my engine mounts. I need a clutch. I probably have a clutch. I need little odds and ends, but I've pretty much got everything to put that car together, and I really, really want to get on that. That will happen this year. Absolutely, 100%. I cannot tell you specifically when. Brian L. said, sorry, I didn't watch today's video. I just watched the Engine Wednesday 340 video several times. I understand. And again, like, I don't blame anyone for not being interested in the new stuff. That's never what my channel was meant to be about, is going to be about. But it interests me, and it interests tens of thousands of other people. So I will, from time to time, do videos of that kind. If I think I have a reason to, and I do. So there you go. Full of sea men. You like trains, but do you like planes? Yeah, absolutely. I watched the restoration series on That's All Brother. I watched the disappointing... we've talked about it here before. The one that they burned to the ground. Keybird. What is this? Ooh, 1972 Dodge Colt. Boys, we're going to Graham. That is kind of amazing, actually. I need that. What? I swear they made the like autocorrect keyboard worse. It's worse. It's terrible. Anyway. Sounded too much like the turbo racers running around here, Nissans and Toyotas. There is a reason for that. Josh Homan's here. How's it going? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Yeah. I was going to tell him to talk to Tom about the 69 bumper jack, but I also know that Tom is busy. How about that free 68 charger? I'll take all the free 68 chargers you got. Charger 44073. My husband just fell asleep. Yell for him to wake up. His name is Rich and Devil. Rich! I peeked my microphone. Wake up! Pwood 1081. Are you going to the No Name Drags this year? I am fully planning on it. I'm hoping to take 2 cars, but I don't know if that'll actually happen. David, as a straight 6 lover, likes the Hurricane and the buzzing sound. It's different than a Cam V8, but special by itself. Exactly. That's the thing. And like, some people don't get that it's okay to like more than one thing. I certainly do. I appreciate all kinds of different things. And so I guess I'm just looking at it as not a muscle car. You know, the 66 Charger was not a muscle car. It was a personal luxury vehicle. Mid-sized personal luxury Sporty luxury. And really, in many, many ways, the new Charger borrows from that more than it does the 68 to 70 cars. But it has the body lines off those, so. Anyway. Tiffany's waited her whole life to be old enough to yell at teens for being in her yard. That's awesome. Blah Blah likes Newport, Oregon. Me too. I absolutely love like the entire Oregon coast, though. Jeff R says, please take the Barracuda to Bremerton. I will. I need to fix the transmission, among other things. I need shorter tires as well. Patrick says, if you build it, they may come. Yes, absolutely. Jesse Wright is here and says, hey, dog, watching your videos. Awesome work, bud. Thank you. Appreciate that. Brute TA, any plans to take the Barracuda to Bremerton this year? 100%. If the Barracuda does not get to Bremerton this spring, I have made major, major missteps in my life. Are we talking about Grace Harbor or the port of Grace Harbor, or technically that was Washington Power Production, whatever. Whoops. At least they didn't build an entire nuclear plant, get it close to flipping the switch, then decide not to do it. Oh, wait, they did. Yeah. Harry Lister, did they still brew Olympia beer? Absolutely. I have half a case of it in the fridge. Barracuda. Jamie, I asked Tony if he'd recommend polyurethane lower control arm bushings. He was unsure, thinks they may wear faster than rubber. What do you think? No, they're the way. Polyurethane is the way. The rubber, the new rubbers will blow out. Like, yeah. Yeah. Polyurethane's the way. Burn out the old rubber, get it out of there, leave the metal casing in there, the shell. Do not cut out the shell because you're going to need it. Your new polyurethane's going to go in it. The new polyurethane is going to get greased on the one dimension or the other, and it rotates and will not immediately crack and blow out like rubber. So there you go. Dan Mendoza, watch out. Word of advice, watch out when sticking your hand under a car. Slice my hand open on a glass pane. Can't talk. Got like 20 stitches. Ugh. McLovin saw Mark's comment. We're not sending him to the corn. That's funny. Oof. Yes, blah, blah, with a great point, and I was going to say this, but then I saw something shiny. Poly squeaky thing. Downside of poly bushings, they squeak if you don't grease them. If you install polyurethane bushings and you do not grease them thoroughly, you are screwing up in life. Jeff Hutchins says, every square inch of Oregon's coastline is public property. So many great beach spots. It's awesome. Yeah, they don't make Olympia beer here, but it does still exist. Yeah, Wellborn, super cool. 2026 Charger needs a Hemi and 3 pedals. If the people shout it loud enough. Rope 1958, have you considered an optimistic set of wheelie bars for the Barracuda? You've seen that it already does wheelies, right? No, doesn't need them. Wicked J3 is here. How's it going? Why did Dodge use the Mitsubishi logo? That's not the Mitsubishi logo. That's the Fratzog, which Dodge used in 1964, 62? Somewhere around there, until 1972, I believe. Renaissance men are so misunderstood. Agreed. Who doesn't like a cougar? Yeah. Married one. Slightly. Has Chris mentioned that he's been up and close with Fifi? No, that's awesome. Where is my mom? She's still on the way, I assume, on the way home from Bend, Oregon. My brother's son is here right now. TCB Quick said, nice work on today's Charger video. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Brute TA says, every time I watch your 340 content, it makes me regret selling mine so long ago. Yeah. They're amazing engines. They're the best. Brian L. says, I think you just like turning dinosaurs into power and sound. 100%. 100%. But the other thing is I actually really kind of liked that electric Charger, too. It was a great car. I like all kinds of different things, not even just cars. I like all sorts of noisemakers and fun-having devices. I was a Titanic geek. That is true. Used to draw it all the time. The McNugget wants to know, what is the Engine Wednesday video going to be on? I am going to attempt to build an entire 273 in one day tomorrow. We'll see if it happens. Robert says the idea of 500 horsepower to 3 liters makes me nervous, and it should. What are we talking about? Chili Willie says the Hurricane didn't sound super good, but 500 horsepower means I could overlook that. P Wood says it sounds a lot like a 2JZ. I agree, and it should. What are we talking about? AI? What? Dragonhead says Inside Sounds sounded super artificial. Bet you it's fake coming through the speakers. It may well be augmented, but it didn't really sound like that to me. Oh, camera work in Alabama. It's called reading comprehension. That's funny. Don't get urethra bushings. Those are different. Yeah. Indirect Connections here. How's it going, Jason? What's good in the hood? Wicked J3. That car today was too new and too shiny. Are you legally allowed to drive it? I had to sign paperwork and give them proof of insurance, but yes. Yeah. Super lube, silicone grease. I mean, yeah. Just use the stuff they supply with the bushings. Or, apparently, dielectric grease is basically the same exact stuff. Barracuda. Jamie, did the urethane bushings... I must have gotten louder. That'll happen sometimes, but this thing's peaking now. I apologize. Do urethane bushings give a harsh ride? In a word, no. In a few more words, maybe. It's definitely firmer, but the nice thing about using them in the lower control arm bushings is that they allow free rotation, which allows the suspension to work more freely than if it still had the rubber in there. Poly bushings in other locations like the strut rods, the strut rod, I think, should stay rubber because there has to be movement in that bushing. And if it's poly, I feel like it's going to resist that movement and firm things up. I do not use polyurethane upper bushings. I think I exclusively use the polyurethane in the lower control arm bushings, and I don't think there's any downside to that. I've put them in many cars, and I've never noticed. Yeah, I think it would be fine. Old Iron got the special emojis. Oh, yeah. Missed sarcasm ain't funny. Vivian says, I thought current Olympia beer was only available in Canada. Oh, crap. It's PBR in the fridge. Never mind. Maybe it's been a while since I've seen Olympia beer now that I think about it. It's just beer. I might have ruined this microphone. Hang on. Maybe that'll fix it. Oh, I think it did. Nice. I learned that from Vivian. Old Iron says, I think the 4-door next-gen Charger is made just to get some police sales. Just a theory. It is a theory and not a good one. But actually, partial justification for the 4-door Charger that launched in 2005 was we saw a great opportunity for fleet and police sales. The new Charger does not look like a fleet or police vehicle to me. I think the availability of 4 doors is so they could be used, as cars. And I actually kind of like the look of the new 4-door, but maybe that's just me. David texted me another bad idea. I don't want that. This ain't it, Chief. It's not dead Seabody Garage as much as some people might like to see that. Jamie, did you see the 58 Imperial 392 sedan Atomic Era Motors picked up? No, but it's right here because I pulled up their channel last week, so I would maybe watch it, and then I didn't do that. Imagine a Sherman tank in the field. I am imagining it. Why are we... Dean is the corn. Jason has greasable poly lower bushings in the satellite. All other bushings are factory style rubber. Nice. I've never had them greasable, but that's good. All beer is good. Some is just better. Well, it's beer, I guess. Jamie, how do you pronounce your mom's name? I pronounce it the way the Welsh would, which is Caradwyn. Yes, Old Iron points out Hurricane's been out for 3 years. It actually was launched in 2022 in the Grand Wagoneer. I didn't realize / remember, even though I sat in a brand new one on the lot the first year they were released. I did not remember that it was 2022. They have been out for a while now. 2022, 3, 4, 5. They're now on their 5th year of production. Seems to be pretty solid, says Old Iron. I have seen a picture of a rod hanging out of a brand new Hurricane in one of the brand new Chargers with like 12 miles on it. Maybe it was 45 miles. We'll see. Bell James says it's too noisy on the outside to need an augmented exhaust note. Charger 44073 says Dodge should have paid me for that video. Yes, but if they did, would I have given you my complete, honest opinion of it? Yeah, I still would have, but you would have to question that. Dogs are woofing. Oh, is my brother here already? I think that's what I'm hearing. Interesting. What the heck? Why did... Huh. YouTube just sent my monthly payment 20 minutes ago. They don't usually send them on Sundays. And payday was yesterday. Anyway. Yes. McLovin, guess I might have missed it. 6-pack Charger is factory all-wheel drive? ? Yes. All new Chargers are all-wheel drive. Currently. There are you a hipster? No. There are no rear-wheel drive only new Chargers. There should be, but there aren't. They are all-wheel drive. Urethane is... Hold on. Often used interchangeably to describe durable polymers. Technically, urethane is the base molecular unit. Polyurethane is a material made of many urethane linkages. Universal polyurethane bushings. Universal polyurethane bushings. Custom polyurethane bushings. Polyurethane bushings. Polyurethane bushings. Polyurethane suspension components. Polyurethane bushings. I believe I've made my point. Do not correct me when I'm right. Brian L says, hope your 273 engine plan works out. Headed for bed. Been fun. Good night. Thank you. Appreciate that. As a Titanic nerd, where do you stand on the turn head-on theory? If they'd hit it head-on, it wouldn't have sunk. If they'd built the friggin' doors 2 or 3 decks higher, it probably wouldn't have sunk either. Anyway. David just wishes that car and all of the new Dodge cars didn't weigh so much. Dude, it's insane. They're so insanely heavy. I made an offhand comment about how I said they were in line with the outgoing cars, and that is simply not the case. Hellcats were 4,500 pounds, but the average typical Challenger or Charger was around 4,000. That's a lot of pounds. Dan Arcott, how do I get the fun emojis? You should have them. Hit the emoji button. Mopar7773. Try to find rubber strut rod bushings for an A-body. Okay. Google. Strut rod bushing. A-body Mopar. Polyurethane, 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 polyurethane. I've only bought a gajillion of these. If these don't exist anymore, I'm going to be really annoyed. That kind of looks like them, but that's a full kit. Strut rod bushings, that's polyurethane. Mancini has them, $35. Any more questions? On the topic of Titanic, Ocean Liner Designs channel. I don't think so. Jalapeno burger. Oh, you have my attention. Bear's Den. That must be in McCleary, I'm assuming. Actually, you know what? I've discovered the wonders of blue cheese. I'm all about a blue cheeseburger now. It's the best thing. Tavo says if U.S. bushes are the same as what we use, I have about 20 rubber ones. I'm pretty sure they are. Blah Blah's shooting stuff. Nice. Is it hard to do an LS swap in a 96 two-wheel drive 4Runner? Ah, blown up 3.0, huh? Is it hard? Money. Bell James is headed out. See you later. Thanks for being here. Yes, heavy when you consider a late B body is 3,800 pounds. Yep. Throttle House's review of the 6-pack is pretty informative in my opinion. Awesome. Good to know. Legba, I've got to go back and hear the poly rant. My son is ranting at me now about warplanes and chainsaws. Got to hear how Jamie was right. Those bushings are made of polyurethane. No, I do not have a lava lamp in the background. My lava lamp died a long time ago. Lighthouse is good. I've eaten there a lot. My favorite local burger is definitely Billy's, though. Lighthouse is good. Grizzly Den's good. Even, whatchamacallit, the other one in Hoquiam. You know what I'm talking about. It has a silly name. Whatever. Lots of good burgers available. How many of y'all drive in track mode only? I might be guilty of that. Chris Nealis reminds everyone to please click the like button because it does stuff for the thing with the deal. Thank you. Appreciate that. Humdinger is the one. Yeah. Stephen Andrews, actually, funny enough, I didn't see that before I started listing all the local burger joints. Excuse me. Stephen Andrews has tried most every burger stand from Olympia to Hoquiam. Bears Den, Smithy's Inn, In-N-Out, Gene's Stop and Go, and Monty. That's a good one. Al's Humdinger, Grizzly Den. Am I missing any? Which do you like most? I can't think of any you're missing. Oh, Oak Burger. Isn't that? That's kind of a burger stand. I guess they have an actual... I don't know. I've never been there. But I've driven by 1,000 times. Which do you like most? Grizzly Den makes a great burger, but it's always messy. Gene's is really good. I don't know, dude. They're all good. I've sampled most of them. full of seamen asking if I've heard of the A57 multibank. Brother, I have preached the good word of the A57 multibank, and I would very much like to have one. I think I'd put it in a medium-duty Dodge truck. Ange Devil says, I have seen melted 3-liter blocks, blown head gaskets, and cold start misfires. No thanks. Good to know. Eric Jorgensen is here. How's it going? DJ Kami is here. How's it going? Yes. Engine Russ Peter Stairlikes. Yes, multibank would make a fantastic Engine Wednesday. If I ever get a chance, you have to know I'll take it. I want an A57 just to like put in my living room. I just think it's an amazing thing. Blah, blah. We have one In-N-Out Burger in Washington. Byron and I went there on the return leg of the first Northern California trip, and it was, it was In-N-Out. Insanely busy. Yeah. Humdinger's good. It's not my favorite. Gorgonzola, not familiar. Yeah, my daughter's got a lava lamp. It doesn't even lava right. Jesse Wright, can we see that white 2-ton with the step-side box? That is what I've decided to do. We're going to widen a step-side 8-foot bed. You heard it here first. We're going to build a flatbed. I measured it today. It's going to be 66 inches wide, approximately 8 feet long. And we're going to dress it with the sides of an 8-foot step side. We're going to widen a tailgate. I've seen this done. And it's going to be awesome. Yeah. No, I meant 3. Oh, it was a 96 4Runner. So yes, 3.4. Whatever. Ow. I forgot about 1996. I forgot about... What's that line? I forgot about... Oh, it's from I forgot about Korn. The Dead Weather interview. Yeah, so anyway, the D600 is going to be a crew cab with a custom widened step-side box. And we're going to set the sides up so they are removable, so it can just be a flatbed. It'll have mud flaps attached to the frame, so we'll be good there. Might have to come up with a little fender to pop on top of the outer dualies that will be uncovered, but that's fine. Jeff Hutchins says, I fully polyurethaned my son's 86 F250, new kingpins, box of control arms. There was no downside, nothing but good. Nice. Good to know. Rob's making me hungry, talking about blue cheese bacon burgers. Uncle Shane's Garage is here. Would a wire harness and the control modules from a 5.2 Magnum truck work in a 5.9 Magnum application? Currently I have a 360 from a Durango, buddy with the 5.2 harness and modules. Yes. In a word, yes. In a few more words, the tunes are slightly different, but like not different enough to matter. And you can always have that PCM tuned by Dr. Art or, whoever. It will work. It will run. They're fully compatible. And yeah, the Durango, the harness is obnoxious and the computer is locked down with key security. I actually had Dr. Art unlock the key security on a module for me and tune it. So that's a problem that can be solved too. But yeah, it will work. Technically, it's kind of, sort of, maybe a little bit different. But in some years, they even use like the same injectors. They're very, very, very similar. No, we're not putting the A57 in Perky. Get out. Wow. Classic Dude Mike is looking forward to 2 feet of snow in the next 24 hours. Good luck, pal. Ugh. Tim Jefferson is late, but here. How's it going? Yes, brand new In-N-Out south of Woodland, Washington on I-5. We went there. Dan Rose's posts are not showing up, except for that one. If you post a link or type too many words, sometimes, yeah, they won't show up. Those are the only things I know of that can do that. I guess Rooster is headed out. Blair Lindsay says, let's make a group buy of 3.97-inch opening head gaskets. Yeah, I need a bunch. I could use 3 sets right now. Yep. Burgers at IHOP are surprisingly good. Good to know, I guess. Yeah. Of course, yes. No, I know all about the A57. How I would love to find one. Stephen Andrews says, every time I try Oak Burger, they're closed. Interesting. I have no idea what their schedule is. Beer battered deep fried burger. Rope 1958's local burger joint has that. That sounds like death on a bun. I like it. Maximum total truck bed width, DOT standards, 102 inches. We're at 91. We're good. I know what I'm doing. Why are we talking about Korn the band? Yes, D600 is 2-wheel drive. W600 would be 4x4. And no, I do not want to make that truck 4x4. If I found a W600, that would be amazing. We'd be bobbing the frame and putting some kind of like crazy off-road bed on it and doing ridiculous things. But that is not the vision for this truck. Byron joked about making it 4-wheel drive. No, we're not doing that. This is going to be an over-the-road, medium-duty trailer dragger. And I have collected a lot of the things to put it together. Still looking for a few more things, of course. Dan Rose, Jamie, what's the difference between U-joints for a rear drive shaft on an 87 Dakota? They're different sizes, usually. Measure it. I don't know. Have you picked up a guitar yet? I have not. I might pick up my Les Paul. People talking about silly things. Cloud seeding is a real thing. It is not responsible for any of the insane weather patterns we are seeing right now. Scoop has had 4 posts disappear today so far. Weird. Well, blame YouTube. Angelo Racino, Jamie, how is the blue Scamp coming along? Do you mean the 1970 Dodge Dart Swinger? I haven't touched it in a while, but I would certainly like to. Multiple people have sent me this. I'm not buying it. It's, it's funny, but I'm not doing that. It's pretty hard to mess up a cheeseburger. I agree. Jeff Militich saw Cake in San Diego in 1999. That's amazing. Yeah, rest beaters. I'm not doing the super single thing. I'm going to run dualies. That's funny. Yeah, Big Block Swinger is going to be awesome. I'm very much looking forward to it. Go down a rabbit hole for that. No, do yourself a favor and don't. And remember, yeah, exactly what Connor said. If you open your mind too much, your brain will fall out. Yeah, super singles look super silly. If I had a W600, I would do it. Spite of ourselves, gonna end up sitting on a rainbow against all odds. Yeah, Dan Rose, I've spent a lot of time reading up on various shipwrecks and things. My dad was a huge naval. He was actually a naval historian. Like, got a degree in it. So yeah, it's in the blood. John Chadwick Tilton, getting ready to go to bed. Just want to say I watched your test drive of the Hurricane-powered Dodge. It needs to have the Night Rider scanner. Just saying. I love that. I love that. Yeah, open your mind too much. Whatever I said a minute ago. And let that be the end of it. Honey, we're the big door prize. Edmund Fitzgerald enthusiast, yeah. Has anyone else seen the off-road Charger with the CUDA front clip? That car was on a DeBoss Garage video. Dave, what's his last name? I don't remember. He has a channel too. He does all kinds of interesting stuff. If you saw the DeBoss Garage video where they raced old cop Chargers in a guy's field, it's that guy's field. Was he depressed? Brother, you don't know the half of it. He ain't around anymore. Do you prefer Westport or Ocean Shores? Asks Brute TA. Westport. Yeah, actually, there's another great burger. Bennett's Fish Shack. It's not a shack, but Bennett's. Yeah, I've got friends in Westport. My wife grew up out there, so that's usually our go-to beach area. Yeah. Oh, you're interesting. Your Durango doesn't have a cheap chip key? So many of them did. Huh. Yeah, cool. There you go. John Chadwick Tilton is out. D600 needs truck nuts. No, but it is going to get dual exhaust stacks. I was talking to a friend. He said like big pipes are completely pointless. Dual threes will be more than enough for the 453T. So we're going to get shielded chrome side pipes and run two of them up behind the cab. It's going to be sick. They're in my cart. You're going to put a gooseneck camper on that new truck, ain't you? Maybe. Maybe someday. I'm going to set it up to tow big trailers. Maybe. If you can't fit your head inside the new turbo for the D600, it's not big enough. Yeah, big pipes are only for looks. Agreed. Excuse me. Fully agreed. AMC guy is writing a pamphlet. Wish they still had the ferry across the harbor. Dude, me too. I never got to ride that. Andrea and Scoop do often seem to arrive together. Dean, too. It's weird. No, the D600 does not have a 2-speed rear end. And I'm actually not entirely sure what gears it has, but we're going to do a 13-speed double overdrive. So that means if we don't already have a ridiculous enough gear in the back, we can install one. Dean Stevenson's playing with his belly button. Dan Rose wants to know, Jamie, would you do a video with Dave from the Dirthead Shed? He seems like a cool guy, but I don't know what we'd ever make a video about. And he lives completely on the opposite side of the state. Old Iron, are you going to be pretentious and put ridiculous chrome all over the D600 or leave it work truck looking? I wanted a little bit of shine, but the fuel tanks, step tanks I got are black. So that decision has been made. It will have chrome exhaust. I'm going to have to insist on that. But largely, it's just going to be a basic work truck look. Geared to cruise at $150. Yeah, I don't know about all that. Double Overdrive sounds like the name of an awful movie or a great band. Yes, RTOO Eaton, correct. RTOO12513. I think it's 5. Pretty sure it's 5. Jaybird wants to know, any more stickers acquired for the 273 Barracuda? Yes, I do have some more. I need to finish fixing the paint runs on the passenger side before I can install more stickers. Roll bar stacks. No, absolutely not. But we are going to put a headache rack on it. Yep, time to get fitted for a down vest. Yep, we're keeping the white wheels for sure. White bumper for sure. Thinking about painting the grill white again. The truck is going to be black. It's either white on the grill, kind of like an off-white, or silver for that big tin grill look. And I I'm having a tough time on that. I think I'm going to like white better. We'll see. Mean Street Mopar's here. How's it going? Yep, we'll put some Type R stickers on there for sure. Robert says white grill. I think white grill's the way. Chris Greenhill's out. We'll see you later. Yep. It's about that time. Robert Fitch says, take the D600 back to its original mustard yellow. No, it was orange, and I will not be doing that. I'm going to paint it black. Jamie, have you seen Bad Chad's customized 62 Dodge? No, and I probably won't like it. Well, that just looks like a normal Dodge. What did it... Oh. Oh. I don't see any pictures of it welded together, but I guess he's putting a Fury roof on it for some reason. Interesting. D600 needs an 8V92. No! Don't those things weigh like 4,000 pounds or something? Oh, stop it. Oh, maybe it's only 2,000. Which ones? What was I looking at that between 2,300 and 3,000? What was I looking at that was 4? Oh, well, no, it wasn't that either. Huh. Well, I don't know. But anyway, 3,000 pounds. That's a stupidly heavy engine. I don't need that in my life. Stuart Cody was here, but is out. Catch you later. 16V92. That would be like 6,000 pounds. Yeah, I'm not a Chad fan. I'm not into the customizing thing, and he just makes me itchy. Jaybird said, kudos to Byron for the drone shots. Pretty cool when you bust those out. Need more. When it suits the video, we're absolutely going to do it. Some people hate seeing that on my channel, but, you know, too bad. It's never going to be a normal everyday thing for your average wrenching video. There's just no reason to do that. Will there be a side of pizza with your soup? No, I had pizza for lunch. Classic Dude Mike, I'm super into vintage Kenworths and B Series Max and or B models. Ugh. Don't get me going. Yeah, Jeff Militich, vertical exhaust stacks. Yep, 2 of them. Wood rails on the bed. We're totally doing that. Paint it red. No. Nope. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, makes me itchy. Well, the D600 stacks have the flappers. The ones I'm going to get, they're actually side pipes that I will be turning vertical. They have 90-degree ends, so they do not have flappers. I like the idea of flappers, but probably not. Probably not for now. CBlack26, did you ever find a solution to your hot start problem? What, on the charger? Yeah, hold the throttle open. Conrad Cavasu says the A57 weighs over 5,000 pounds. Fine, a semi then. Those things are huge. Mopar Man 78 agrees that not every engine part has to go to the machine shop. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, agreed. Cart 70 says in a more ideal world, a 6V53 would be appropriate. 100%. A 6V53T. Got to have a turbo. And then, yeah, I would be interested in that. But the 453T is what I can get my hands on. It runs. It cost me $500. It makes the amount of power I need and is capable of a little bit more. And it's just going to be cool, you know? There you go. And down the road, we can always put a bigger one in it once the truck is set up that way. DP Wheeler's out. Old Iron says A57 in an LCF. I like where your head's at. Indirect Jason. Jamie, need your opinion. 67 Belvedere, 7 1/4 rear is noisy and vibrating. Can't find a rebuild kit for it. Non-C-clip. That's a thing? I don't know anything about that. I'm not familiar with any 7 1/4 that is not C-clip. So I guess I can't help because I don't know a thing about it. I didn't know they put those in those cars. Old Iron's trying to envision black truck with white trim. Well, it's kind of off-white, creamy white. It's very important. You see lots of swept lines with like creamy white grills and bumpers, and I've always liked that look. Goes really nice with the turquoise. Pay attention to that. That might be important later. Is the stepside truck and sundial? I don't know what that means. McLovin wants to go to Holly Mo Party. I could have gone to Mo Party the year I picked up the 69 Charger. I'm glad I didn't because that car then kind of died. Russ Peter Sterling said red pinstriping on a black D600. That's an idea. I could get behind that. McLovin wants to know what's on the agenda this week beside the 273 in a day build. Hopefully Cummins crew cab stuff because we got to get that damn thing done. Yeah, what Ange Devil said. I personally think, Jason, you need an 8 3/4, and they shouldn't be hard to find for that body. But it's a slant 6 car, so it's not really necessary. An 8 1/4 is a fine option, but I even have one here. You can have it. Come and get it. B-body 8 1/4. It's the late one, though. It's all wide and stupid. Movie star Jamie. Yeah. Mopared says Tom's big video on Tim Wellborn's place is a fantastic piece for his channel. I totally agree. It's a cool video. I probably need to finish watching it. Uh-huh. 4th gen Rams are the trailer park of pickup trucks. Prove me wrong. Are there dogs in the street? Just buy a Kenworth conventional and get it over with. We'll get there. Overbuild Automotive is indeed late. I'm not a movie star. I'm a YouTuber. Although I was technically in a movie, but tiny little part. I don't think that's ever been released yet. Anyway, Dead Cougar Garage's car Greenie is going to his first show at the end of March, Fort Wayne. Woo! 4th gen Rams are the trailer parks of pickup trucks. I don't know what to think about that. Yep, those are dogs freaking out, so I guess my brother is actually here now. But who was here before? Whatever. Anyway. Andrea loves Scoop. I love Scoop too. Pull the hub, flip it around, yank the axle out. It's not getting it apart that's the problem. It's parts that are the problem. New Charger weighs so much it might as well be a pickup truck. Dude. Yeah. Someone... Oh. I'm not actually going to sing... In spite of ourselves, we'll end up sitting on a rainbow. Against all odds, honey, we're the big door prize. We gonna spite our noses right off of our faces. There won't be nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes. In spite of ourselves. I'm losing my voice. Scoop was a member last week. I was going to mention that. I was pretty sure. Tim Jefferson wants to know, is a gear change in an 8 3/4 DIY for a noob? Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Pull the wheels, pull the drums, slide the axles out, pop the gears down. They're heavy. Pull the driveline. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not too bad. And I've shown that in a video. It's been a long time, though. Yes, the LG0 is out. My Harmony, my beloved 1966 Harmony, has a broken string. Yes, it's a very dirty song. Ain't too sharp, but he gets things done. Drinks his beer like it's oxygen. Which doesn't make sense. But anyway. Iris DeMint? Is that right? I think so. Okay, but without the 1,500-pound battery, it still weighs 4,800 pounds. It's 6,000 pounds almost with the battery. Is that a rosewood saddle? Maybe? Sniff. No battery and gas model. Well, yeah, it's still very heavy. Well, that's not. 7,200 pounds? No. 5,800. The Derek Zoolander Center for Children Who Can't Read Good and Want to Learn to Do Other Things Good, too. Yeah. Identifying wood. Yep. It's wood. Arrow boom boom. Arrow boom. No, you didn't. I used to cover that song all the time. Core Blonde. Hold on. Which guy is that? Preaching with a musket, sir. The Brits will never see us coming, sir. Oh, wait. Different chord. That's chord. I've heard the name Core Blonde. Hold on. I know this name. I don't know which song I've heard, but I know the name. Anyway, that's fine. Yeah, that's chord is loud. I got my chords and corbs, my D's and B's mixed up. All right, I guess I should go eat soup. Yeah, I got pretty long fingers. This here's the rubber duck. Someday I'd like to learn how to play flamenco. But like good. Dang it. good. Technically, that's not where he plays it. Is Convoy even possible? I don't know. I'm headed out. The chicken kind with the white noodles for scoop. Wide noodles. That is Asturias, also known as something else, but it's what Robbie Krieger played for that part of Spanish Caravan by the Doors. Drink lots of beer. You'll at least think you're playing good. Mm-hmm. And on that terrible disappointment, thanks for being here. Appreciate that. See you later. 12-string acoustic. No, I have a hollow body though. Yeah, 273 Wednesday. Maybe Crew Cab Cummins Sunday, unless something actually exciting happens. I don't know. Until then, thanks. I'll see you in the comments. And I'll see you next week. And yeah, Mopared, the great grandson of Walter Chrysler, has been trying to get the Chrysler brands. It ain't gonna happen. That's been a while. Okay, bye. Thanks, bye. See you. Bye.